For 95% of people watching this, university is a scam. You're being sold a dream that will cost you your best years of your life and a fortune of money, only to leave you right back where you started, clueless. And I'm saying this as someone who has played the game as a university student myself after completing a 3-year bachelor's degree at a top business school and then attending one of the world's best universities for a master in finance. I've seen firsthand how many people fall into the university trap, and with this video I want to make sure that you can prevent that from happening to you. Look, going to university is a massive investment. It will not cost you only a lot of money, but it will also cost you 3, 4 or 5 years of your life, where you could also use these years to do an infinite number of different things. And that's why you cannot afford to make a dumb mistake here. And this entire problem and a way to prevent it comes down to one single word, and that is intention. If you don't have a crystal clear intention of why you're going to university, you will regret it. So now we're going to go through the top 5 most common reasons why people are going to university and then discuss whether these are actually legit reasons why you should go there, or if you're about to make a huge mistake. So now we come to intention number 1. I want to get a specific job for which I require. This specific point we have to break down into 2 subcategories. The first one is you want to get that specific job because you're passionate about it. Now you might think that you genuinely love a specific field and you might be interested in medicine and that's why you want to become a doctor. Or you like reading about law and that's why you want to become a lawyer. But there's one crucial question that you have to ask yourself. Do you love the idea of the subject or the topics that are related to it? Or do you actually love the day-to-day job that you will end up doing after your degree? Liking books about the human brain is not the same as being a doctor. And there is actually only one way to find this out before going to university, and that is to get real-world experience before you go and commit yourself. And there's one simple way to do this. Do an unpaid internship. Now you might have no idea to get such an internship, and if you want, I can do a completely new video on explaining hundreds of methods on how you can do that. So if you're interested in that, comment below. But there are a lot of ways nowadays with the internet that you can take advantage of. But by doing an unpaid internship, you can actually shadow someone for a week or for a month that is actually doing the job that you want to do after university. And then you can see how the day-to-day of that job looks like and whether you actually like it or not. And if you should like it, hey, then you're definitely doing the right decision with going ahead with the specific degree that you need to get the job at the end of the day. But if you don't like it, then trust me, going ahead, spending those 3 to 4 years is definitely a huge mistake. And now we come to the second category of why someone wants a specific job, and that is to get a lot of money. This was me and many of my friends, to be honest. You just want to become an investment banker, a consultant, a top lawyer, because you know that there's a huge payday behind it. And here's a big warning for you. Relying on a goal that is 10, 20 or even 30 years away from now is a terrible strategy, and it will just lead to you burning out. And trust me, I'm talking from experience. I just finished my degree and I'm already seeing a lot of my friends dropping out from investment banking or consulting positions because they were chasing the money. And to be honest, there's a hard truth. If your only goal is to make money, there are many other faster and more efficient ways to get there nowadays without a university degree. And even if it sounds counterintuitive, nowadays university is this slow and unpredictable way because you don't know what will happen in 5 to 10 years time, especially with the developments that we see with AI right now. So to sum up, if you want to go to university because you want to get a specific job, first make sure that you're actually passionate about it, that you like the day-to-day job of that specific field. Now we come to the second intention. I want to meet new people. This is a legit point. I would even argue that the friendships and the connections that I got from my studies are probably the most valuable thing that I took away from my time there. But at the beginning, you first have to ask yourself what kind of people you really want to meet. If you're just looking for cool, like-minded friends who you can party with and have a great time with, you don't have to spend 3 to 4 years and a lot of money in a university degree. There are endless opportunities such as joining sports clubs, traveling around the world, and in this way you're going to meet a lot of amazing new people, and trust me, you don't need a university for that. And the second scenario is that you maybe want to meet a lot of talented, intelligent people or experts at a specific field. Maybe you want to meet co-founders or people that push you and challenge you and that make you grow. If that should be the case, then yes, university is a great place to go to meet these kinds of people. But to be honest with you, you will only meet these kind of people at the top of the universities. And here I'm really talking about the Ivy Leagues, the MITs, the Oxford, Cambridges. Those are the only places where you can meet the top 0.1% talent. That's why if this is your reason, don't settle for less, either go for the best and big universities or don't go to university at all. Now we come to the third intention why people go to university, and that is the point that I want to gain knowledge. And to be frank with you, this reason is becoming more outdated day by day. You have to know that 20 to 30 years ago, universities were gatekeepers of information, and to get to specific information, you had to go to university to access them. But fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you see it, information is totally commoditized. With AI and the internet, it's all available. You can become an expert at a specific field with a matter of a 5-second prompt. And I would even argue that universities have a hard time keeping up with that rapid pace of new information because they are large and slow. By the time a university accepts something into their curriculum, it might even be outdated. That's why, in my opinion, the modern skill nowadays is not being able to retain information like a hard drive. It's about applying information to create value in form of a business, in form of a service, or just for a regular company. If your intention to go to university is to become extremely knowledgeable at a specific field, then trust me, you don't have to go to university. And I actually believe that going to university will slow you down in becoming an expert rapidly. Now we come to the fourth intention, and that is very common for a lot of people that I know, and that is, I have to go to university because my parents or my relatives want me to do so. This is a huge one, especially for people with ethnic backgrounds like mine. Your parents, relatives, and society as a whole expects you to go to university. Firstly, to be able to break this down, you need to understand their perspective. For our parents' generation, going to university was the only path to a stable, successful, and rich life. And of course, they want the best for you based on the world they grew up in. But you just have to realize that they don't have the current information that is available to you. The world is currently changing 50 to 100 times more rapid than in their times. Someone can become a software developer within 3 months just by watching online courses. Someone can start a global e-commerce brand from their bedroom. These options frankly didn't exist for them. And even though you're young, you shouldn't underestimate yourself, because you have guaranteed a better feeling of how the world today looks like than your parent. And you should trust that. Making a life-altering decision based on someone else's outdated playbook is a recipe for disaster. This is your life, not theirs. And there is the fifth and last intention that many people fall victim of, which is, I don't have anything else to do. That's why I'm going to university. This is without a doubt the worst and most dangerous reason for why you can go to university. And to be honest with you, I was a victim of that myself. You just finished school, you're lost, all of your friends, all of your older friends are going to university, and you're just thinking, I might as well also go there. I guess I'll just go and figure it out later. Universities just allow you to pay them a huge sum of money just to delay you taking your crucial life decision 3 to 4 years later in the future. And of course, this is quite comfortable for many people. But at the end of the day, I can tell you, you'll blink and the time will be gone. You'll have a degree in something that you're not even 100% passionate about and still be just as lost as before. But now you're older, you have less time, you probably have more responsibility, and maybe you even have a lot of debt. And trust me, there's one better alternative that I wish I would have taken before I went to university. Take a year out. Go out in the world and do things. Get a simple job. Start an online business. Read books about certain topics. Do short internships. Travel. But do all of these things with intention and reflect on yourself, what you have learned, whether you found anything that you're passionate about, so that you can maybe take a better decision for yourself in the future. And trust me, by taking out this year, you're not losing anything. You might potentially save 3 to 4 years of your life and maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars in student fees. So the conclusion to this point, never go to university because you're lost. It's an expensive way to stay lost. So look, the point of this video is not to say that university is bad. As someone with a bachelor's and master's degree myself, I can say that university can be a powerful tool if you set the right intention. But going in without a clear and validated why, I can guarantee you that you will regret your decision. And it might be one of the biggest mistakes that you do in your 20s. I hope this gave you some clarity. If you're a student or about to become one, and if you want to learn more about managing your studies while also growing in all other areas of your life, you should definitely subscribe to this channel. I've been through the academic system, and I've been also through the system of building my own things, my own businesses, and other areas of my life. And I'll be sharing everything I learned right here on this channel, no bullshit. Thank you for watching.